Hello, everyone. Welcome to Switch Fight Win, a podcast where we debate all things Nintendo.
And my name is Fighter Luke.
Yes.
Player 1, ready.
I am Debater Zack. Player 2 has not readied up because my internet connection is too bad. I'm constantly pressing X and I'm ready.
All right, sweet. Now we can begin the podcast.
Here we go. We want to start our podcast by launching into a couple updates that we have about the podcast, the channel. You want to discuss
a little housekeeping. We are kind of changing the aim of our game here. If you didn't know this, we also had a YouTube channel, and we've been pouring a lot of effort into making videos, but lately, if you've been following, we haven't done hardly anything. And what we've kind of talked about is we really want to go back to focusing on connecting with people, because that's what we're really passionate about. That's what we love to do. I feel like for me, gaming, it can be such an isolating experience. It can be something that has been in my life, something that I've used to escape from people. And I don't know, really what I want to focus on is just making connections through the podcast, through doing more live streaming instead of videos, playing games with you guys. Just the videos, while they're good, they take a lot more time to edit than putting up a podcast or to do a live stream. And the videos, I don't know, it's just hard to really connect with people. Like, they post maybe one comment and then maybe you can get one more comment out of them. But other than that, it's really hard to connect with people over. It's just them watching your video for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And as well, it is such an oversaturated market of things like that. And we've kind of, I think, found a niche in this podcast of kind of our debate style. Something that hasn't been done before and something that seems to be connecting in multiple ways throughout our Twitter, our Discord. These are the things that seem to be getting the most engagement. And so those are the things that we want to be focusing on. Those are the things that we want to be focusing on quality content for you guys with. And it seems like those sale videos are really good at reaching out to a new user base.
Yeah.
But I think what we really want to focus on, even if it is just a few people at the beginning, is making community with the people who are already here.
And we want to add value to you guys.
Yeah.
It's not about, we can get more views if we post the top 10 cheap games under $10 when there's already 10 videos like that. We're just trying to steal videos from the other views so that people will like us and our channel will get boosted and more subs. And while that's great, it just feels kind of empty at the same time. So we want to focus more back onto you guys, more connecting with you guys, more having fun with you guys. And in that, less videos, more live streaming. We're going to try to do this podcast live even, perhaps, and also do 2 other episodes a week. So this podcast is going to be more like the ones we've done in the past, but in the future weeks ahead, we plan on cutting out some of the segments we've been doing in this one podcast and making those into 3 podcasts. So potentially 1 podcast a week is just going to be me talking about new games, sales, ranking updates to our list. Zach, you're going to be covering more of the news stuff. And then this Sunday or Monday podcast that we're going to be dropping is going to be what's our debate of the week? What's the larger discussion? And that's where we'll hopefully put more of those polls and get more of your feedback. And potentially one day, if we get enough user base watching live, maybe have some call-ins or be able to read live chats as we go.
Yeah, that'd be totally cool.
So that's our plan. That's where we're headed. And we'll hopefully hear your guys' feedback and suggestions along the way, what you guys like, what you don't like, because we want to be community focused.
Yes, absolutely.
That's where we're going, but let's just jump into this podcast specifically. Those updates will come later. What have you been playing this week? Did you get a chance to game at all?
Not too much.
No?
Not as much as my usual weeks. Since we have subscribed to Gamefly, I talked a little bit last week about Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and I was able to dive into that a little bit more. Still not as much as I would have hoped to, but I think enough to be able to get a fair gist of the game. I really enjoyed it. I got the hang of the controls after a while, and I felt pretty good about my grasp of the game. I really enjoyed all of the unlockables that I could go around and find, all of the secret hidden things. That's kind of my collective.
You liked getting all those?
Yes,
I just liked blazing through the levels.
Oh man, no, I was like super big on like I have to jump up on this thing and get this thing. I need it so bad. I've always been that way.
You need to play Celeste,
man. Oh, dude,
I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I got to dive into that, but it's definitely a game I want to get back into once there's a price drop for it. I was even talking to you about maybe even just spending the whopping $12 to buy it for my Wii U. Yes, I still have a Wii U.
You don't want to pay the Switch tax?
No.
The extra $40 for the same game?
That Switch tax, man. It is ridiculous. I still have my Wii U plugged into a TV. Which I
do too, but I don't game with it. I just watch Netflix.
See, I don't even get that because you have a PS3. I don't understand why you don't just.
But my PS3 isn't connected to the internet.
Oh.
I could. I just have never said it.
Wow, what?
I don't know.
What? Man, I feel like selling one of those two would be a good idea. Whatever.
No one would buy either of those.
I don't know. You could probably make a good $20 on either of them, you know?
Oh. Yeah. And then I can buy Donkey Kong.
Yes!
For Wii U if I sold the PS3.
Oh, gosh.
Anyways.
So that's all I've been able to do. I did a little bit more of Diablo 3. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow we're having like this crazy get-together. We're probably going to be playing Diablo for at least 72 hours.
Yep. We got our 4 female characters that we're permadeath playing. We randomly rolled for our characters.
Yes.
I have the barbarian, so I have to tank it up for everyone. Make sure no one dies. Because boom, your character's gone once you die.
Terrifying.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited to jump back into it.
Cool. The first time we did it was one of my most memorable gaming experiences. It was so fun.
It was so fun.
If you don't have Diablo 3 on the Switch, I think it's the best platform that you can get it on.
Okay. Really?
I mean, if you have other people to play it with, I guess. You can just take it anywhere. I guess if you don't have anyone to play with locally, then maybe it's still better on the PC. Yeah. But
I think most people would say PC. I haven't played it enough. I think I have it on PC, but
even if you don't have local players, it's such a great game on the go and handheld mode.
That's true. Okay.
So I've been playing a few games. I got to play Bayonetta 2 a little bit more. I don't know. I like the game. It's a really good game, but we sent these games back to GameFly this week, and I wasn't terribly sad about sending it back.
Okay.
And I don't know. I wonder how much GameFly is screwing with me psychologically. This is maybe an interesting debate in the future. But man, when I got those games at first, it was like Christmas. It was like, yes, new games arrived in the mail. This is like Christmas. I was like so excited about it. And then playing it for 2 weeks, it was like the only thing that I could play because I felt this pressure.
Right.
I gotta play it before I send it back and get a good enough feel about the game to talk about it on the podcast. And then it can easily become about playing the game for us just to be able to talk about it on the podcast rather than I actually want to play it. So it's almost this weird pressure. So, yeah, I don't know how much that plays into it as well. But I also jumped into Celeste this week, and I've only played it for about 2 hours, but I've already had a lot more fun playing Celeste than I did Bayonetta.
Okay.
And Celeste is also one of our top 10 games, and I've been really enjoying Celeste. It's just one of these games. The platforming is great, but everything else too just feels so intentional. And I love it when a game feels just so complete.
Right.
Because there's a lot of games you're like, oh yeah, the gameplay was great, but the music kind of sucked, the story kind of sucked, but who cares? The gameplay was great.
Sure.
This is an awesome game. But when a game just all comes together, it's so beautiful. And so, man, just such a great story where I don't want to give away too much for if you haven't played it, but it kind of goes through anxiety and battling through anxiety, and right away you get it. You don't have to be a genius, you know, but you just really connect with the character. It's a little goofy, but it's just goofy enough where you can empathize and feel with the character, but it's not cheesy.
Okay.
At least that's my opinion of the game.
Okay.
And then the music was great. The platforming is great. The reason why I said you should play it is because they have these little strawberries that are like the collectibles. They don't do anything for the game. They're just like really hard to get. And so I've gotten some of them, and then some of them I'm like, screw this. I just give up. So I think you'll really love it. One of it's going to be one of my favorite games probably of
Okay.
all time.
Wow.
I don't know. That's how I'm feeling. I've only played a couple hours. I also jumped into Guacamelee 2 a little bit this week. It's a platformer, but it's an action platformer, Metroidvania.
Yep.
And I can tell I'm going to be loving it already. It's such a hilarious game. Completely different than Celeste, which Celeste is a little more serious. This is just all goofiness, all comedy, but great action as well. I'm kind of waiting to play more of it because I think this would be a game that we could stream together and it would be super fun because it is, I think, even up to 4 players.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
But if we jumped in it together, I think it'd be a blast. So I kind of want to wait to save it for the stream almost.
Okay.
But if you don't have Guacamelee 2, from what I've played so far, I can recommend it as well.
Okay.
And then as well, as you said, playing Diablo 3 to train up for tomorrow so I don't die and get us all killed.
So I want to know something between our 2 GameFly games.
Yes.
For these 2 weeks we got to play. Mm-hmm. What would you prefer, Donkey Kong Country?
I still think I'd prefer Bayonetta. Just a mix of the game. Donkanetta.
Bayonetta Country. Tropical 2.
Chopanetta? There's too many combos.
So
I think Bayonetta.
Okay.
I like Donkey Kong, but what I said the first time I talked about it was I'm not just a huge fan of a platformer by itself.
Yeah.
Except for Celeste, I am now. I don't know. So maybe Celeste is changing my opinion.
See, I'm a huge platforming fan, and so I would say probably out of the 2, I would take Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
But I was so blown away by what Bayonetta was, and that it was a genre that I've never even explored before.
Yeah, totally.
So I had a lot more fun diving into something that I hadn't ever even experienced before. But Donkey Kong Country is a game that I could see myself really diving into and going through all the collectibles and stuff.
Yeah.
Where Bayonetta was just like, if I finished it, I'd be done.
That's a fair point. I don't feel like going back and getting any medals in Bayonetta. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I will say I had equal fun with both.
I did too.
But I think I'd rather go back and finish Bayonetta.
I
could see how you would say I'd rather go back and get all the collectibles for Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm not a huge collectible person, so I'd rather go back and finish Bayonetta than... Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a story really to Donkey Kong.
Right.
So, anyways, that was our gaming this week. I think we'll have an interesting discussion about GameFly coming up, and maybe that's a podcast. It's been a little slower than I'd like to see on the return and send back shipping. So we'll see how long we keep it for. But I'd like to keep it maybe for the 3-month trial that we have it, just so we can get through some of those other games. But we have Mario Tennis coming up.
Woo!
Didn't want that one.
Finally!
I was hoping for Xenoblade Chronicles, but they sent us Mario Tennis instead. So we'll be able to talk about that in a couple of weeks. And then Octopath Traveler. I'm actually really excited for that. Let's perhaps move on to the poll and updates. We only had 1 poll, and this poll, we only had 3 votes.
3 votes.
So, go vote in it, please.
Yes.
There's still a couple days.
Yes.
I don't know if it just was an interesting topic. Also, Twitter, you can get lost in the clutter of Twitter, so it could just be that. I don't know. But 2 of you said, I'd rather have voice chat and parties with more costs to the Nintendo Online service. And only 1 said, I'd rather have no features and lower the cost or get rid of it altogether.
I was kind of surprised at that. I would think with just 3 votes, all 3 would go to the Xbox Live.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
1 person, just give me free online service. I don't need anything else.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah,
it's not a bad opinion.
If you're poor.
If you're poor.
Yeah, whatever.
So that was it. Go vote in that. And then you also had 1 piece of news for us.
Yes.
That you wanted to discuss.
I'm gonna go into a news podcast soon, and it'll be uploaded to this podcast feed if you're listening on the podcast feed. But there is some pieces of news that I think on this podcast that I would like to discuss to have Luke here with me because they're really interesting pieces of news that I feel like we have different takes on.
Yeah.
Especially this one specifically.
Apparently.
Nintendo Labo VR is now going to be supported for the big two, Super Mario Odyssey and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
You can't see it because it's an audio, but I'm already shaking my head.
Yeah, he's pissed. So the trailer for this shows a little bit of footage. I think it's going to be...
No. The trailer of this shows absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but...
It shows Mario Odyssey as normal.
Right.
And then flicks the little Labo VR graphic over it. It doesn't even show you playing it with the Labo VR. And then they show Zelda, and all they show is you going into the settings and turning the VR on. It doesn't show anything else.
No, look, all right. The Mario, when it shows the Mario footage, it's from a different camera angle.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Oh, and shoot.
And the Zelda stuff, I think, is... I don't know. I have no idea about the Zelda stuff. It looked exactly the same. But I guess Zelda is supposed to be played the entire way through.
Yeah. Mario is just 3 extra levels or something.
It's
mini
weird.
Games.
And I thought it was a cool idea at first. And then when I showed it to Luke today, he pointed out to me, don't you have to hold the Labo like up to your head, like up to your eyes?
Yeah, I don't understand. How are they going to... They obviously have something worked out. They just didn't show it. That's kind of more why I'm frustrated.
I have no idea. My guess when we were talking about it is you're going to have to put it up to your eyeballs and somebody else is going to have the controller. You're going to have to say to them what to do and how to control the remote so that you can see where you're going.
You know the game Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes?
Oh, yeah.
Where you have to have the VR set and someone's explaining like the instructions of how to like deconstruct the bomb. It's pretty much that. Yeah. Except for it's with Mario Odyssey and Zelda.
Gosh. Yeah, it sounds terrible now that I think about it.
I don't have a problem with them adding it. It's a cool idea if they pull it off right. I'm just more upset that with this tease, they showed absolutely nothing. Yeah. If you're going to announce it, tease it with, show me how it works, because I have zero clue. I don't understand what this is about.
And where's VR Mario Kart?
Is it just simply you have the Switch up to your face now?
Yeah,
that's the only difference? Like. I mean, how is it in VR?
Well, it cuts into 2 screens. So, like, if you used the Google Cardboard before, you put your iPhone or whatever into it, you can hold it up, and it splits it into 2 screens so that it makes your vision able to see. Right. That's the only difference.
When I do that, it always looks terrible. I hate that.
Okay.
I don't like putting my phone in the little...
I've had some cool experiences with it. I mean, nothing too like crazy.
I just don't see what it adds to the game.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't not yet.
I could be wrong. They could come out with another trailer. When they drop it, they put the gameplay out, and it's like, oh, this is cool.
Right.
But I just don't understand it.
No,
give me the cardboard sword like we said last time.
Oh yes, Nintendo Labo Keyblade.
And then bring back a what was the Zelda Skyward Sword? Is that the one with the motion controls?
Yeah, for the Wii.
Yeah. Bring that
Skyward
back.
Sword
with the cardboard
remastered.
Labo.
I like it.
By the way, did you ever finish your Labo piano yet?
I have not. I've had no interest going back into it now. Now it just sits on my desk. I have it sitting on my desk. It's on top of my keyboard, and I have actively not used my computer. I have not used my computer all week because I don't want to have to go through the process of picking up this cardboard piano.
100% would recommend.
Oh,
Labo VR, spend 5 hours, don't have it finished, and forget about it. 100% recommend.
Well, man, I still want to do it. I still want to finish it because I haven't even gotten to see what it's like to play the piano.
Is it just the embarrassment of it?
Yeah, that's...
it's becoming too daunting of a task.
Oh, man.
I did hear so I'm in the Discord of the Run Jump Stomp, and they did say the piano was the hardest one to put together.
Okay,
so...
Okay. And that's the first one I've done.
Yeah.
It's like
you started with the hardest.
Yes, because I care a lot about the piano. So
all right.
Anyway, that's all I have to say about the
hit us
VR.
up on Twitter. What do you guys think about that announcement?
Well, yeah, man, it's weird, but
it's totally weird, but it is what it is. All right, are you guys ready for the debate? By the way, we haven't been announcing it, but the intro music to our debate of this piano was written by Nolan Brewer. He's in our Discord.
That's right.
So we've forgotten to give him credit, but go look up his YouTube channel. It's awesome. He has some cool piano tutorials, his own music. He's pretty talented.
He has not built a Labo piano, just to clarify.
That we know of.
He told. I'm pretty sure he says he hasn't.
Right.
So I'm a better piano player.
All right. Well, let's get to the real debate.
Or piano builder.
Pianist.
Labo pianist.
Builder.
Labo. Oh, gosh. Anyway.
All right.
Debate.
So today's debate is Winter 2019.
Mm-hmm.
That's December, I think, 21st to March 20th.
Yeah, so December 21st, 2018. So technically, 2018 and 2019.
Yes. Was this the worst quarter of the Nintendo Switch as far as new games coming out?
Right.
What do we think? And I have some stats to back it up. So should we go with stats first to see what you think? I haven't shown you the stats yet. So this is a surprise for Zach as well for you listening to the podcast right now. All right. So what I did is I went back through all the games that are in our list.
Okay.
So I think we have about 900 right now on Metacritic and all the data points that we have. And I sorted them by each quarter since the Nintendo Switch came out. So what was that? Spring 2017, I believe, is the first one?
Somewhere.
Let me double check. Yeah, spring 2017 is the first one we have.
Okay.
And all the way to winter 2018. Okay. So there's 7 quarters. I can do math. No, there is 8 quarters. Right?
Yep. Yeah, it looks good to me.
8 quarters, yes.
8 quarters.
So what I did is we looked at the rankings of each game, and I gave an overall score to each quarter based on 10 points if they had a top 10 game released.
Okay.
9 points if they had any game in the top 25. 8 points for top 50. 7 points for top 100. 5 points for any top 150 games. 3 points for top 200. 2 points for top 250. And 1 point if it was in the top 300. Because over 300... Yeah, there's a couple hidden gems, but mostly they're just kind of
But you're still in the top third,
Yeah, so out of 900 games, you're in the top 33%. That's it. You can still find some decent games within that. Yeah. Over 300, you're like, That's where you're getting into games that are rated like in the 6 level. Terrible. So that's how we scored it. Okay. Are you ready to hear each quarter, or do you want to take a guess at which quarter you think is worse? Because you've had the Switch since the beginning.
What quarter? So I'm guessing what quarter I think is the worst. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm guessing nothing in 2017 because 2017 was insane.
Okay. Even the second quarter?
Yes, I would think so because I think even the second quarter was like Splatoon and maybe ARMS in there.
Splatoon was on there. Mario Rabbids. Kingdom Battle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cancel that 2017. Okay. But I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go. I guess would technically be winter 2017, right? Because going into would that be like the end of December?
End of December into
February.
Into March of.
Okay. Into March. I'm gonna say I think that one would be rated worse than this current one.
All right. So we'll give the overall scores one by one. So starting spring 2017, they scored an overall 147. Okay. And that was mostly because they had Zelda and Mario Kart 8, which are both 2 top 10 games. Yep. Other than that, they had Shovel Knight, Disgaea 5, Puyo Puyo, Tetris, Puyo Puyo. Is that how you say it? Puyo Puyo. So they had 2 top 10 games and 3 top 50 games. Yeah. 6 top 100 games. Whew.
Crazy.
So that's overall 11 games within the top 100. Man. In that first quarter. So they started out pretty strong. Summer 2017, their overall score was slightly less, 101. Okay. To me, that makes sense because they just dropped the Switch. Right. They're going to heavy load the front. Yep. And so I would think the next quarter
Does that quarter have Mario Odyssey?
So it has SteamWorld Dig 2. Okay. Kingdom Battle, Mario Rabbids, Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, Rayman Legends. Okay. So 2 top 10 games, 2 top 25 games, 1 top 50, and 2 top 100. Okay. So that's what? Only 7 games in the top 100. Okay. Fall 2017 got a
Here's Odyssey.
whopping score of 221.
What?
Yes.
Holy crap.
So in that quarter, Mario Odyssey, followed by Skyrim, Xenoblade Chronicles, Rocket League, Stardew Valley, Doom,
Sheesh.
Axiom Verge, Golf Story, Enter the Gungeon.
Ooh.
A lot of hot games. So 1 top 10, 5 top 25s,
Gosh.
2 top 50s, and 9 top 100s. So
Some crazy numbers.
So 17 in the top 100.
Okay.
And then we got one year 2017. That was the one you predicted as the worst. Actually scored a 134.
Ooh, that's
so
bigger
even
than
better
the
than
first
summer 2017.
Wow.
And that was when Celeste came out
And
and Bayonetta 2 came to the Switch, as well as Bayonetta, Dragon Quest Builders, Darkest Dungeon.
I still feel like that was a good guess because those are some. I guess like Celeste, I wouldn't have thought of.
Mm-hmm. They're not necessarily Nintendo games.
Right. Okay.
So 2 top 10s, 4 top 50s, and 4 top 100s.
Okay.
So not the best quarter.
Yeah.
So you're pretty close, but that one still beat 2017 summer.
Yep.
Spring 2018 got a score of 179.
Sheesh.
So that was when Hollow Knight came out.
Okay.
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze got ported. Yoku's Island, South Park, Splatoon 2 expansion, and Hyrule Warriors, stuff like that. 1 top 10, 1 top 25, 1 top 50, 10 top 100. That's really what kind of saved this quarter or brought it up so much. Then we're getting closer to now. Summer 2018 scored another whopping 248.
Oh, man.
So that even beat out the first quarter and what was that? Fall 2017. So 248.
Okay.
Highest so far. Dead Cells came out.
Yep.
Octopath Traveler, Okaimi HD got ported, Sonic Mania Plus, Inside, Ys 8, The Messenger, Captain Toad, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 expansion, Into the Breach, Overcooked 2, Monster Hunters, Undertale. A lot of things came to that Switch. That's summer 2018. That was 1 top 10,
Okay.
6 top 25s, 6 top 50s, and then an extra 7 top 100s.
Holy crap.
So that was a good quarter. That's 20.
Insane.
20 games in the top 100 just in that
Wow.
quarter.
Whew.
Fall 2018 was another hot quarter, 234.
I figured that Smash
Should be,
Bros.
right? Because it has Smash Bros. That's when Diablo 3 got ported.
Yep.
Grease came out. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Valkyria Chronicles 4, Sid Meier 6, Dark Souls, Monster Boy, Cursed Kingdom. A lot of great games. Guacamelee 2, one of my favorites so far. 1 top 10, 1 top 25, 7 top 50s, and 9 top 100s.
Okay.
So another great quarter. You want to guess what this next quarter, winter 2019, what the score was?
Well,
So far the lowest, what was winter 2017 at 134? No, sorry, summer 2017 at 101.
Okay.
So far the second quarter has been the worst.
okay. So I'm
Wow,
gonna still
101.
say.
Do you think it's higher or lower than 101?
I would think lower, but not
Okay.
by much.
So
I would
what's your
think.
guess?
I still think of some good indie stuff that came out in this quarter. I would guess Ape Out. Probably at the top. What's another? What is Guacamelee?
Tetris
2?
99 came out.
Tetris 99. Okay.
War Groove was another one.
Man, I'm gonna still say like high 90s, maybe
Okay.
mid. I'll go 95.
95. It came in. Are you ready? At a whopping 61. 61 points. Almost half as worse as the other quarters. Summer 2017 at a 101. This came in at 61.
Holy
0
crap.
top 10s, 0 top 25s,
What?
1 top 50, and only 3 top 100s.
Oh my gosh. What in the world? What happened?
So here's the top games of winter 2018, and you try to convince me that this isn't the worst quarter that we've had yet. The top game is Wargroove at 50.
Okay.
So good turn-based strategy game, but
Okay.
still only number 50. Tetris 99. We both love Tetris 99. I'll give it that one. That was number 60. Tales of Vesperia, that port, came in at 66. New Super Mario Bros. U, 71. Ape Out, 5. Final Fantasy 9 at, 109?
Okay.
Or sorry, that was... I can't read anymore. Yeah, 109. Trials Rising 137, Baba Is You 161, and Assault Android Cactus 176.
Oof. Man, yeah.
That's our top 10 games.
That's crazy.
Of this quarter.
Honestly, the thing that's most depressing in that is that New Super Mario Bros. U is your number 4.
It's your number 4.
Holy crap.
Well, not only that, but number 9 is Baba Is You, which is a cool game, but it's a puzzle game. Yeah. And when your top 10 games consist of a puzzle game and a couple ports,
that's rough.
That's pretty bad.
It's funny because I don't really think of this and maybe it's just because this is the exact time that we've started doing all of our Switch stuff together that it makes it feel like, it hasn't been that bad. But now that you look at it on paper, it looks pretty terrible, I have to say. And maybe it's just because this is the first time where I'm diving into a lot of stuff that came out earlier, that it feels like, oh man, this has been a good 2019. No, it has not at all. Tetris 99, I would say, I haven't played Wargroove, but I would say Tetris 99 is the best piece of the winter.
Yeah, I would pretty much Wargroove is the only other game I'm even interested in remotely. Right. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying Tales of Vesperia one day because I know it's kind of a can't remember if it's a PS or Xbox classic. I think Xbox. Can't remember.
8-Bout's something I wanted to get into, but it's definitely not something that is going to throw, like, it's not going to make the quarter pop.
No, not at all. I mean, when your top games are this indie top-down jazz rhythm game, Baba Is You, and Trials Rising, this BMX game that isn't even that great on the Switch. Yeah. It's like, what else do we get?
Man, and I'm looking at some of these lower ones, like, these are games I don't even recognize, like, Observer. I mean, I know Dynasty Warriors, but I haven't heard anybody talking about it.
Yeah.
X-Morph Defense. Just, like, garbage.
We did get fitness boxing, though.
That's
the one saving grace, is this nice, good old workout game that costs you $50.
I can't deny that. Fitness boxing. Fitness boxing greater than arms.
Yes.
Man, it's just such a sad list to look at.
I mean, so one of my initial thoughts was, okay, maybe this is just how it is across the board. Because I think it is probably for every console. It's kind of just a dead quarter because everyone's trying to rush things for the holidays in the fall. And since we're doing it instead of months, like December, January, February, it's quarters of winter, making it December 21st. So we didn't get Smash Bros. In there, stuff like that. But even then, I was like, okay, maybe winter's always just going to be the worst quarter. So that's when I went back to winter 2017.
Right.
And it's like, it still got a score of 134. Yeah. Over double. We still got Celeste and Bayonetta and Dragon Quest Builders and Darkest Dungeon, Night in the Woods, SteamWorld Heist, Super Meat Boy. And part of my thought, the one maybe justifiable thing is maybe we're seeing it slow down because there's less stuff to port over to the Switch. Maybe that's the one, like, hope, right? Yeah. Is, well, we've already ported a lot of these games over to the Switch, and what else is there?
Yeah, that's a fair point. I
still think there is a lot to port over, though. I mean, where's Borderlands? Where's BioShock? Where are some of these other games that it's been 2 years? You've had your opportunity, even if you didn't think the Switch was going to succeed right away.
Yeah.
By now that's the place where all games are selling like crazy right now.
So. Those are kind of bigger ports, though, that are going to require a much bigger team to be able to port. A lot of the early ports that we were looking at that were making the top 10 are kind of easier indie classics to be able to port over. And I think a lot of those teams don't really see interest in the Switch for some reason. I don't know why
they're missing out.
Yeah, absolutely they are. I mean, I feel like I'm missing out by... I talk about it over and over, but Call of Duty, I think, is a big piece of what makes a console seem like a real console. And I think that if you had it and there was actually a player base on the Switch...
didn't the Wii U have Call of Duty?
It had Black Ops 2 and then nothing else. They quit because there was no one who bought it. But I really would like to play Call of Duty with a Pro controller. I feel like it would feel so nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, I definitely agree with you. I see no debate that this could not be seen as the worst quarter.
Yeah, and when I say it's the worst quarter, this is the worst quarter for the Nintendo Switch. I'm not blaming Nintendo.
No, yeah.
Because these lists, most quarters don't have just Nintendo games
Right.
carrying the weight of it.
Right.
It's all these other companies as well, because the Switch is way more than just what Nintendo is putting out.
Absolutely.
So it's not like, oh, Nintendo, you suck. Like, what have you been doing this quarter?
Right.
I mean, truthfully, they haven't put out anything except for Tetris 99. So I guess you could fault Nintendo a little bit.
Sure.
But I think that is their strategy. Let's load everything into the holiday season, kill the next quarter, just make it terrible, and then start to pick things back up in the spring.
Yeah.
Is that a great strategy? I mean, it probably makes them the most money. Does it keep their users happy? I don't know.
I feel happy, honestly.
Well, so maybe I think this is where we should go with the debate, because I think we have a few more minutes.
Okay.
Is it such a bad thing that it is the worst quarter and that winter is significantly less? Is it a bad thing, or is it okay?
I would say, in my opinion, I think this is okay. I don't think there's a problem with having a dead quarter, if you will. This is definitely a dead quarter, but that being said, I can think of a lot of quarters in the Wii U's timeline that were this kind of quarter repeated over and over and over, where just nothing and just bloatware garbage was showing up on the Wii U. I think it's okay to have something like this, and there is a couple good things that are here at the top, but nothing that stands out. But I feel like that's okay. I don't have a problem with it. I think there's still enough stuff that I want to be exploring from the past, and I think there is enough stuff for quite a few people as well. I know some people who still have Smash Bros. Fever that's carrying over into this time. Maybe this is the best time to be taking a break.
Yeah. I think you're right that it is okay. I kind of did enjoy it because it did give me a chance to finish up some of my backlog games and jump into things that I initially missed. But for me, I also bought my Switch not until late 2018, last year.
Sure.
So for me, I've missed out on a freak ton of games.
Yeah.
For someone that maybe has had their Switch since the beginning and has consistently been keeping up with things that have been released, this was probably a really sad quarter for them.
Yeah.
And for me, while I think it's okay because I do want to catch up on some other games, and let's be honest, there's so many games now today that you can't possibly keep up with everything.
Yeah.
So I think it is good to have dead quarters, but I wish they would just bump it up a slight notch.
I agree.
Do they really need 3 games for the holiday season? It makes them the most money. But if we're not factoring in money and we're thinking about the consumer, if they were just release Pokemon Go and Smash Bros, and let's say they kept Super Mario Party for this winter quarter and it dropped in February, that would have been something I would have been excited about.
Sure.
I bought my 2 big holiday games, and now, winter is going to be a dead quarter, but at least there's this one new Nintendo game that I get to be excited about.
Right.
Or if it wasn't that, maybe they had finished Super Mario Maker. And if they had dropped that in February, I would have been like, I don't need any other game. Sweet, I got Super Mario Maker. I can just keep playing this. Nintendo, you don't need to release anything till June. I'll just play the heck out of this.
And I think that's what they were hoping with New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. And
yeah, but they can't rely on a port. They can't rely on a Wii U game for that. That's not exciting.
They have kind of relied on it before, though, and made it work, I would say. I mean, there's the year with Bayonetta 2. That's still a port.
I guess.
Even Splatoon 2, even though it's not a port, it kind of feels like a port in some ways.
Okay.
From the Wii U version, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There was stuff that was able to hold over people for a time. And I think that really needed to be emphasized in the first year and a half. I think people now are realizing, no, I'm done with ports. I want new original stuff. I'm tired of you just holding on to your Wii U past and thinking I'm going to be satisfied with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to blame Nintendo because I don't know if they're intentionally doing this. I don't know if it's just, hey, this is when these games are being finished. Mm-hmm. We can't get them out any earlier. Right. I mean, obviously for the holiday season, they have some strategy there. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. But thinking about what's to come, you know, we have Super Mario Maker, we have Fire Emblem, we have Luigi's Mansion, we have Animal Crossing, we have
Yoshi's
Pokemon.
Crafted World.
We have Yoshi's Crafted World that came out in the spring. I'm not excited about that.
Nintendo Labo VR.
So, I feel like they could have definitely just put one of those games.
Yeah.
Try to get it done sooner and release it in winter, and I would have felt a lot better about this quarter.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So I think it's a mistake.
I'm
okay with it because I had so much other stuff to play. Sure. But I do think it's a mistake.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a mistake. I did have a lot of enjoyment this quarter, but we're definitely both in full agreement. Yes. This is the worst quarter for Nintendo Switch ever.
And it's hard to argue. Yes. I'd be surprised if anyone would argue it. So maybe the poll on Twitter is, how do you feel about this being the worst quarter? Are you okay with it?
Yeah.
Did you still have a lot of fun because there was enough coming out? And maybe you did really enjoy War Groove and Tetris 99, and maybe
Baba
you're like, Baba is you, and Toe Jam and Earl.
Yes!
Maybe you really did enjoy New Super Mario Bros. U because you didn't get to play it the first time. Or maybe you're like, man, this was the worst quarter ever. I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting for spring and summer to hit.
Yep.
So maybe that's the poll that we throw up there and see what you guys have to say about it. I'm really interested to hear your guys' thoughts.
Yeah, so I guess we will wrap it up there. Make sure to go vote on the poll with Luke at Luke_WTP on Twitter. You can follow me as well.
Join the Discord. The link is in the show notes. Yep. Please, if you love us, if you hate us, you don't have to do this. If you hate us, I don't know why you listen to our voices for 42 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not a good choice.
Still leave a review, I guess.
But if you love us,
lie about it.
If you love us, leave a review, especially on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
That is what people say is the most important thing to do to increase your podcast listeners.
Yes.
And we want to grow our community because it's just so much more fun when we get more interaction. When we only have a few people, it can kind of be more dead. It's hard to get the ball rolling. So if you are one of our early supporters, you can be a champion for us, a champion of Switch Fight Win. We need desperately your help. It's about you. It's not about us.
Ooh,
and what we can do. It's really about you guys. I'm serious. The reviews are all about what is going to help this podcast. Yep. So I'm one always to hear people saying that on podcasts, and I never do it. Yep. I've done it once out of the 10 podcasts I listen to.
You're the worst.
I am the worst. So I know I'm super just a hypocrite. But please do it. I'll go back and do it for others, okay? Even though I'm a terrible person.
Yeah. Sub for sub?
Sub for sub on podcast. I don't know how that works.
We'll subscribe to your feed if you subscribe.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. We really do appreciate even the small user base that we have. And next week, we hope to bump things up with some new episodes, some new live streams, and hang out with you guys more. So looking forward to that. We'll see you guys next time on Switch Fight Win.